Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Sarayam. Today's topic is SQL. SQL from beginner level to complete pro level series. Watch the full video and notes is in description. It is free of cost. And please subscribe to Sarayam YouTube channel for more informative content. Like the video and share the video. SQL, structured query language. It is the language is used for doing some operations like selecting, inserting, updating, deleting. SQL is a language is used for managing and manipulating the data. By using databases, we use some operations like we can perform insertion, deletion, updating, joining, and we will use some commands for performing the task, and it is performed in table format. It is also known as relational. Creating our first table, like we will use the word use. Creating our first table, we will use the keyword use database name semicolon, end of the line we will represent with semicolon. Creating table with a table underscore name. Creating rows and columns, we will use like a column underscore name 1 with a data type constraint. Constraint is the rule, set of rules for performing the column with using column name 1. Like that, similarly we will write the code for column name 2, column name 3. At the end of the code, we will close the bracket and we will close with the semicolon. Creating table. This is the example. This is the code for creating the table, first table. This is the example. Create a table student. We are creating the table for student with the ID integer keyword. Primary key. It is the key we use for size number, representing 1 to 3 numbers. Name var variable character with size 50. It is represented with parenthesis bracket. Performing the table by using student word with ID with primary key. Name with var age is a number with integer, not null. It should not be null. It should be any value. End of the code we will represent with a closed bracket and parenthesis. This is a code we use for performing the task student table. First we will represent the table. Creating table with the student. First ID. Next name. After that age we will represent with like this. This is a primary key. This is a name variable character. Then after here we will represent with age. Here name. This is the student ID. So we will represent like S underscore ID, student ID. For employee we will represent with E underscore ID, employee ID. Like that. SQL data types. We have some data types in SQL. This is the types of data type we use in SQL. Character. Character is the string between 0 to 55. It can store characters of fixed length like a character 50. Var variable character. It is the given length for the table creation. Like we will represent with 50. Blob. It is a string is represented for binary large objectives with a blob word 1000 size. Integer for numbers like any positive numbers or any numbers, negatives. Integer is used with int. Tiny int. It is also known as tiny int. This is a integer with a subtype. We will use like integer minus 128 to 127 range length. Tiny int keyword. Big int. With the int we have int, tiny int, big int. 3 types. This is size. We will use big int. Bit is used to store x bit values, like x can store a range like 1 to 64. We will use like big word. Float, it is the decimal number representation. Double is the number we use for decimal numbers from 24 to 53 digits with a double word. Boolean is a value is used for 0 or 1. For 0 it is false, 1 for it is true. Date, we use date like year representation, then after month, then after date. 2 digit, 4 digit. Year with the year word. These are the data types we use in SQL. This is the usage of SQL language. We can manage and manipulate relational databases with query data, query integrity. Operations like we can perform select, insert, update, delete, join. We have join in 3 types: left join, right join, full join. In SQL data types, we have signed and unsigned. Signed is the value that holds negative, 0, positive numbers, numeric values. Unsigned, it holds only positive and 0 terms. It does not hold negative. Numeric is the value that represents numbers, in case integer numbers, float, decimal, double with 8, tiny int. These are the positive numbers, numeric type. We have SQL commands. DDL, data definition language, is used for creating a table, altering, rename, truncate and drop. These words we use in further topics, so I am not explaining the terms. Create is used for creating. Alter is the another value or alternative value. Renaming is changing the name to another name, like Ramu is changed to Raju, like that, renaming. Truncate and drop we use for upcoming videos, upcoming topics. DQL, data query language, it is the main word we use for main keyword we use for all table formatting processes. Select star from student table, select ID, like that. Data manipulation language, DML, it is used for performing insert operation, update operation, delete operation. Delete is used with the drop, update with update, insert. After creating, we use these commands for performing the specific tasks. DCL, data control language, is used for 2 commands, grant and revoke, for permission to users. Grant is like OK, revoke is to stop to users. TCL, transaction control language, it is used for sending the money, like we use Phone Pay, Google Pay, like that. We can perform tasks like commit, roll back, like that. Commit is like OK, roll back is coming backward. Database related queries, we can perform database related queries like creating database with a database name. After creating, we will use if not exist a database name, if not exist a college, then we will delete by using drop command. Drop database name, drop a database. If exists a database name, then show databases, show tables. Table related queries, create a table name with a column name 1, data type constraint, column name 2, data type constraint. After that, code, closing code. Then it will create the table with a column name 1, column name 2, like that. Example, this is a structure, this is the example. Create a table student. The table will be not null or unique. Not null is having some value and unique is holding different values. Roll number into primary key. Primary key is the representation for roll number. Name is with varchar, size with 50. Closing the code. It explains about a table schema. Schema is the design for rows and columns. For rows we use records. For rows, for columns we use fields, like this. Student with ID, name. ID is the primary key. Name is the varchar representation, variable plus character, like names, like that, with a size 50. This is the output for this example code. Insert into student. Inserting the value to student, like roll number for roll number column values and name values. Values like 101, 102, Karan and Arjun. It is the formation of table values and create a database XYZ company. You can write any company like your wish. Use XYZ company, create a table employee. We are representing table for employee. This is another example. Up to here the output looks like roll number and name. Roll number, here name. For roll number we have 101 and 102, Karan and Arjun. The output will look like this table format with the roll number and name values. Insertion. Create a database XYZ company. Using XYZ company, create a table employee. After creating the table for a company, we are creating the table for employee, employee ID, employee name, employee salary. And after that we are inserting the values with ID, name, salary. 1, 2, 3 are IDs for the employee which are working in a company, like Adam, Bob, Cassie, with the salaries like 25k, 30k, 40k, like that. We have keys like primary key and foreign key. First we need to know what is primary key. It is the column or a set of columns representation in a table format which are uniquely identifies each row and each column. Table that uniquely identifies each row, a unique ID, different ID. It should not be duplicated, it should not be same. There is only one primary key and should not be null. It should not be null. It should be any value. Foreign key, it is a column representation or set of columns, is used for table format. For primary key, there are multiple foreign keys and we have only single primary key. Primary key representation is ID, 1, 2, 3 numbers, and foreign key is multiple values like Pune, Mumbai, Delhi. These are cities. You can write any values like your friend names or any your wish. You can write any example. Key is table 1 student. Primary key is a single uniquely representation and these are foreign keys. It should be any multiple values, but it should not. In some cases foreign keys can have duplicate and null values, but in primary key it should not be duplicate, it should not be null. In foreign key, these are 3 foreign keys. Foreign key shortcut FK. Foreign keys can be in some cases duplicate and null. Name, city ID, city names. You can write any values. Constraints. These are the set of rules for performing the tasks in table formatting, like inserting, updating, deleting. Rules. We need to follow that rules. SQL constraints are used to specify rules for data in a table. Not null, it should not be non-null. Cannot have null values. Like a column 1 into not null. Unique. All values in column are different. Like a column into unique. These are the examples. These are the definitions. For 1 mark, these are important. Primary key makes a column unique and not null, but used only for one time. Like id integer. Primary key creating table with temperatures. id integer not null. Primary key with id. Closing the code. This is the structure. Foreign key prevent actions that would destroy links between tables. It can be destroy the links between two tables, different tables, and we can merge those tables. Create a table temp. Customer ID integer foreign key customer ID reference customer ID. Closing.